Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yes.
Is it okay to tell first?
Yeah, please.
Sixth chapter, Krishna concludes that Bhakti Yogi is the topmost yogi.
Right.
Because he knows about Krishna, so he can focus his mind on Krishna. So, and in seventh chapter, Krishna asks Arjuna to hear and know about Krishna by giving him knowledge. So, in the first verse, hearing is stressed. Therefore, we should also hear from a pure devotee about Krishna so that we can get faith and love on Krishna that help us to focus on Krishna. And next, second, the knowledge. Krishna is telling, knowledge I am going to give like this. Knowledge is about Jnana, Vijnana that discusses about the text 2. Text 3, my understanding is, we cannot know Krishna by our material senses. Even impersonalist and Paramatma realized yogis cannot fully know Krishna, as Krishna is a supreme person and the cause of all causes, those things. However, Krishna can be known only by Krishna conscious person, because Krishna reveals himself to his devotees by being pleased by their loving service. So to know Krishna, but Bhakti Yoga path is good. Bhakti Yoga is important. We should do the Bhakti Yoga.
Right.
And text 4, 5, 6 says Krishna is the source of all energies. He is both energy and energetic, because all energies emanates from him. His interior energy is called Prakriti, and the superior energy is called spiritual energy. I mean, this material universe is created and maintained by his expansion of Purushavatar, namely Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. So the entire creation is made of both matter and spirit. And the universe developed due to presence of the super soul Vishnu. When our body also made of matter, because of that spirit soul within us, our body develops from child to man. Like so the universe is like both matter and spirit. Everything is. Actually, we think our body is made of matter. We think we are a body. We never think we are a soul, and they enjoy the matter. I mean, material nature, and forgot Krishna. Krishna is the enjoy that we forgot. We are the master like this, Purusha like this. That is due to contamination of matter, influence of matter. So when we get free from this material contamination, only we can become Krishna conscious person, like pure devotee. So that's what I understood. Then text 7, pearl necklace example is given. I like this word. Krishna says, everything rests upon me as a pearl or strung on a thread. The entire creation depends on Krishna's energy. Like a thread holds all pearls together. That necklace, the thread holds all the pearls together. Similarly, Krishna is all the energies are resting upon him by the creation. Like Supreme Brahman, he pervades everywhere, and the super soul, everything. He presents in each atom of the universe. So though he is in and out of everything, no one can see him. Like we cannot see the thread on a pearl necklace, like we see. So impersonalists say Lord Stupa means he has a no form, as they cannot see. They see everything Brahman, not Krishna as a person. So they say they are Arupam, but Prabhupada rejects their arguments and give nice example. I mean, explanation. Like Arupam indicates that Lord has no material form, but he has a transcendental form of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. So Lord is supreme person, and the Lord is both imperson and person. And this is proved by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu philosophy of Achintya Beda Abeda Tattva. Means Lord is simultaneously oneness and difference. Means in the material world, the Lord is impersonally all pervading through his various energies. At the same time, he is personally present in the spiritual world. Also, the Mayavadis say they are Brahman, Lord also Brahman. So they think that is called oneness, they say. But this simultaneously oneness and differences like jivas are spiritual energy of the Lord. So we existed, the jiva eternally exists, same as Lord. Lord is eternal, so our body only dies. But at the same time, so that way we say oneness. We are eternal. Spirit, soul is eternal. Lord is eternal. But jiva never be equal to power of the Lord. Like a quantity, like a qualitatively oneness and quantitatively not one, right? That way. So jivas are always, because jivas are always servant of Krishna. So they cannot be equal. So this is what I understood about this simultaneously oneness and difference. And the text 8, 9, 10 explains about Krishna's various energies. He's a root cause of everything in this material world. And so he's spread all over through, everything is functioning through his various energies. So, I mean, that we can feel it, experience it. Lord provided us all necessary things through his various energies to live in this world, material world, comfortably. So always, we should always remember and thank Krishna for his care and protection. That's what my understanding. And I took some points. Sorry if I have taken more time. And please correct me.
Okay, perfect.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, I couldn't hear clearly. Hare Krishna.
No, thank you very much, Mataji. It's very important points you have summarized.
No, I can hear. Okay, thank you, Hare Krishna. I can hear clearly.
Yeah. So all important points are almost covered. Mataji, you want to add something? Or maybe...
Not really, Prabhuji. Mataji has like covered all the points. The one thing that I happened to hear is like in one lecture, Amarendra Prabhu was saying in his science class, his teacher was explaining like water is tasteless. But then Prabhuji, in his young age, he was like, no, water is not tasteless. The Krishna is the taste in water. And the teacher, it seems, called his mother and said, please don't ask him to say such things in class. So I got reminded of that incident, and it happened so that like in this last week, I happened to hear one of his lectures that he quoted this incident. So it's like this pervading this word. I felt this chapter explains a lot, like how Krishna pervades, not just as Paramatma, in every single material energy also, where and how we can feel him. And it's like since this inferior energy is also like a part of the divine, how it is difficult to free oneself from the clutches. That's why it is like difficult to free oneself, is like one thing that Prabhupada states here, which kind of made me understand why it is difficult to transcend the modes of material nature. And he also says that there is no particular date in which a soul becomes conditioned. So that line also made a powerful impact for me, Prabhuji. So these are the things that I would like to add on to whatever Mataji said.
So, example of Amarendra Prabhu, right? So, if you read Bhagavad Gita, then you can relate to Bhagavad Gita anywhere, right? Even if you're in office, class, anywhere. If you really try to understand Bhagavad Gita, we cannot understand completely, but at least what Krishna is doing, we just try to accept it, right? Right, yeah. So I made a few points, right? Okay, not much new, but let me go through the points maybe, because I came across few of the interesting lines that I found appealing or striking, like what he says. It strike the consciousness, right? So this is the summary, right? So Krishna talks about his so I was just looking at the 7 to 12 chapters, right? Because now we are entering into the bhakti part of the Bhagavad Gita, right? When Krishna is generally, not generally, he's specifically talking about the bhakti, right? So he talks about the two bhaktis, basically pure bhakti, which comes in chapter 9 and later. And before that, he talks about the bhakti in Salokya bhakti, right? So means like bhakti which gives Salokya bhakti, right? So that is not pure bhakti, but that but it's mixed with gyan, karma, and other aspects like yoga and Ashtanga yoga, etc. But it is also bhakti. So if it is a Mishra bhakti, right, karma or gyan or yet Ashtanga yoga, we don't call it pure bhakti, but it is still pure bhakti because it gives you mukti, right? So it gives you Salokya mukti, right? So Salokya mukti is not a small thing, right? You go to the planet where Lord is staying, right? In the same planet, right? So that is also a type of, not type of, it is liberation, right? From material thing and going into the spiritual world. Of course, after that we have Samitya and Sadhya, Srishti and Sayodhya Muktis. But Bhagavad also is the very high level of spiritual enlightenment. Right? So bhakti is so powerful that even if you do it with mixed with karma, jnana and everything, you can go to Vaikuntha. You can go to live on the planet of the Lord. Right? So of course, if you do the pure bhakti, you achieve prema and then you stay with Krishna, right? And you are always with him. That's of course the best thing to happen. But many times it happens like people say, "Oh, he's not doing pure bhakti; he's doing the mixed bhakti, uh, and we should try for, we should not do like this, don't do like that, don't mix karma." And that is correct. You have to try to do pure bhakti, but not everybody will go for pure bhakti, right? Because every soul has their own swabhava or Sai Bhava. So as per that, they may not go for pure bhakti. But that does not mean that they are not doing bhakti. Right? They are doing bhakti. Right? So as Mataji mentioned at the end, in that sixth chapter, Krishna said, like bhakti not is the best. Try to be on it. But then, in the seventh chapter, when Krishna goes, right, like, how I wrote it actually. Krishna explains about why it is important to understand this about him. So, first sloka, it's important to understand the true knowledge about Krishna. First is like your mind should be attached. Then you should establish a relationship with Krishna. And once you establish the relationship, then you surrender to Krishna only. That is what he's trying to say. With mind attached to you, with developing a relationship. So just attaching the mind is not enough, right? Relationship with Krishna comes when you really do bhakti. And then you surrender to Krishna. So if you do all these three things, then you will understand the knowledge of bhakti. And then Krishna says, like I will explain, like Mataji was telling, like Jnana and Vijnana. So Jnana is what? Power, right? So in case of bhakti, uh, knowledge can be different knowledge, right? Knowledge about yoga, knowledge about body, knowledge about soul, uh, knowledge about material world, knowledge about existence. So much type of knowledge is there. But when we talk about the Supreme Lord, right, the knowledge means knowledge of his powers. So what is the power? Power is like how he is existing everywhere. And Vijnana means when you understand that power and then you surrender to Krishna, Supreme Lord, what you get the bliss, right? So that is the sweetness of Krishna, right? His pastimes, his devotees. So what we get from that is actually the sweetness or the bliss that we get, right? Together, this is the complete knowledge. So, the Krishna tells about the Sahasranami. So, how this knowledge is very difficult because there are so many
Krishna
people in
Prabhuji
this world.
voice is not clear.
So it is not clear.
Yes, I don't know, only for me or others, I don't know.
No, sometimes it happens. Let me join through phone. Then my voice is a little bit better.
Little bit it goes in, then comes out. It's like that.
Okay, if you join on the phone, then maybe it will be better. Okay, now is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji, clear.
From the laptop, sometimes it's problem. Okay. Anyway, so what Krishna is telling, like Vigyan, right? His sweetness is also very important, right? Because that is what we all are trying to test, right? The sweetness. So I think Krishna tells that, right? And then he starts like how this knowledge is very rare. I'm telling you, that does not mean like everybody has it. Because the position of Arjuna is a very special position, right? How he reached there. There are so many people in this world. Some of them may try to, some of them are human body. Out of those many humans, some people very rarely they will try to be spiritual. Some those out of those who are very spiritual, one may surrender to Krishna. Right? So in this verse, actually, Krishna talking about the sweetness, right, or the bliss. How important it is that if you are reading Bhagavad Gita, or if you are trying to understand the powers of Krishna, right, that is actually the greatest sweetness, right? Because not comparing with only devotees, but if you compare with the humanity complete, what we are getting is much greater happiness, right? Of that we get from all the other people around us, right? So that is the greatest sweetness, right? So Krishna is telling about like when you get this knowledge and Vigyan, actually it is the rarest thing you are getting, and by that, what you get, you understand Krishna, and you understand your position, how lucky you are, and then you feel happy. You feel the relationship as very sweet. So that is what Krishna is telling, right? And then Krishna goes into this material energy and spiritual energy, right? So, of course, in material energy, we all know, right? Inferior energy, like earth, water, fire, air, combined intelligence. And the superior energy are we, right? The jivas. And what we do, this line, like I like this line, like, what we do, we employ all this energy, inferior energy for enjoyment, for our enjoyment. That is what we are doing day and night. Right. So if you get enjoyment, we are happy. If you don't get enjoyment, we are unhappy. Those who support our enjoyment, we think them as our friend. Those who create problems in our enjoyment, we think them our enemy. So all this is happening duality. So that point will come in this chapter also, right? So then Krishna is telling like, see, there is superior energy, there is inferior energy. There is nothing more in this world. Only these two things exist. And I am the cause of both. So once you understand Krishna and his knowledge and his power, then there is nothing more for you to understand, because you understood the root cause of everything that is existing. So that Krishna summarizes in 7th shloka, right? Like how I am everything. And there is nothing above me. So if you know me, you come to know all the existence by just knowing me. And how you know Krishna? By knowing that all the existence is Krishna. And the example of pearl is that, right? So Mataji said, like, even the thread is not visible, but thread is the most important part, right? So if that thread is not there, things will not work, right? Or necklace cannot be made. So similarly, like when we cook, right, vegetables and other things, the last thing anybody notices is salt, right? If it is perfect, nobody notice it. If it is less or it is more, everybody notice it. So, but the salt is always there if everything is good. But that is an ingredient that makes it all the cook food tasty. If salt is not there, you cannot eat. More, you cannot eat. So if it is perfect, then it is the main ingredient. So similarly, Krishna is the main part, right, of this material world, but he is not visible. Anybody can. He is visible, but we cannot see him, right? So this point also comes in the next shlokas. Like, if you are everything, how come nobody knows you? How come people don't surrender unto you? If you are everything, you are the cause of everything, right? You exist everywhere. So then in the next verses, Krishna explains why it happens, right? So, but now here, once Krishna tells that, okay, I am everything, I am two energies and nothing beyond me, then Krishna tries to, in the next four shlokas, right, 8 to 12, Krishna tries to tell, okay, so whatever you see around you is me. Yeah. So then Krishna gives very nice examples, like Mataji said, taste in water or the smell in the earth. Right? So smell in the earth looks very odd, but when you see, like, after some time of say after a couple of months, if the rain falls, right, or when the first rain falls, right, there is a smell from the earth. We generally say that smell of soil or something, but actually Krishna is saying, I am that smell. And so the essence of everything is Krishna. So the intellect of intelligence is Krishna. The strength of powerful is Krishna. The taste in water is Krishna. So all these examples are very exemplary. Why? Heat in the fire is Krishna. So he also says, right, austerity is me. So all these examples, what it actually shows one more thing to us also, right? The Krishna, though he is maintaining everything, he is the essence of everything, but he is still invisible. We are reading Bhagavad Gita, so we understand. Okay, this test is coming from where? But other people, they don't understand that what is the test of water. There is a test. How we understand that if it is a salty water, we understand why I cannot drink it, it's salty. But you can drink the other water, well water. Why? It is sweet, I can drink it. So there is a test, right? So that test comes, but generally so many people are drinking water, but nobody thinks of Krishna, that I am drinking this water, but its test is coming from Krishna. Nobody thinks, but those who read Bhagavad Gita, who do some bhakti, they know this, right? So the essence of everything should be understood, right? And one more important point I found is we as a human being or as a jiva or as a part of the society, individual, we are involved in so many activities, so many sevas, so many situations, right? But it should not be like that in every situation or every circumstance, we should be noticed, right? You should be like how you should be. You should be your existence should be such that your existence adds value to the society, adds value to the group, adds value to the community. But at the same time, it should not be like you are demanding that importance or you are demanding that recognition, not required. You should provide what you can, and then just leave it there. Yes, Krishna is not saying, I want any credit for that. Krishna is saying that I am existence, I am the essence of everything. And that is also he's telling, because he's explaining Arjuna to remove his bewilderment, right? That, okay, I am telling you to do the war, but you understand my position also, right? Who am I and why I am telling you, and then why you should hear me. So from that angle, he is explaining. Otherwise, in Mahabharata, he has not explained like this, right? Of course, he has shown his which form? Universal form, right? In Kauravas assembly, right? But it was not seen by all. So he has shown his power, but still, people who don't believe Krishna is Supreme Lord, or they think that he is a human being, even after showing so much power, nobody believed him, right? They didn't hear Duryodhan or Dhritarashtra or anybody else. They didn't change their mind. They were still fixed on arresting Krishna, right? So they thought, oh, it's a mystic power he's showing. So this is how the ignorance covers, right? Even if you see the truth, you don't believe. So Krishna tries to be equal to everyone, but if you recognize, it's your good luck. If you don't recognize, it's your bad luck that you didn't recognize. So same thing happened with Kaurava Pandavas, right? Kauravas didn't recognize. So it's their misfortune. So Krishna then in this 8 to 12 verses, right, explains about his powers, right? So here the question comes, right? Like if you are everything and cause of everything, why people don't know you? Okay, but this we have to see in the next time, right? Then we stop here. Like, okay, Krishna explains about his powers and something about his sweetness, because the knowledge about him is so rare. If you test it, you get the bliss, right? So I found some of these points, right? So I thought just not different points, but on the similar line, but I put it in this way, right? How we see everything around us as Krishna. So we should be that consciousness, right? Thank you, Hare Krishna. Aruna Mataji, you want to say something about these verses? 7, chapter 1, chapter 7, sloka 1 to 12.
I am good, Prabhuji. I haven't gone through this.
Okay, no issues. No issues. So any further points or any reflections or any questions on this? We have still some time.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I have a question, Prabhuji. It's more like like Krishna, he himself says like he is the cause of everything, and like since we are like tiny bits of his like I don't know how to say that, Prabhuji, constituent, servient, like that. It's like how does that in a sense we have him in us, but yet how is it like the material nature it overcomes that also, Prabhuji?
Yes, so that is the next shloka, right? Daivi Eshi Gunamai Mama Maya Gurataya. Right. So Krishna tells, like, okay, it's all ignorance, right? How we get covered up. So that comes in the next few shlokas, right? Because the same question comes to Arjuna, right? Boss, you are saying everything you, and so we are also you, but still when we are in this world, we don't know you. How this can happen, right? It's strange, right? Because how we are getting covered, right? So I think that comes next. Okay.
Okay.
And he tells like it's not easy to cover. So I put this picture, right? The picture of noose, right?
Right,
So
Prabhuji.
if you see this noose, it's very difficult to untie this. You cannot remove this noose. You cannot free it. You have to. Cutting also is very difficult if you are seeing the noose, right? How they fix it. The
Yes,
person who fixes it, only he knows how to remove that, right? So he's telling that Krishna in the next verse, it tells like this world is made up of three gunas, right? So these are the three ropes. And then it becomes like a noose which binds us, and we cannot cut also, and we cannot remove also. So we are so much stuck up in that, and that is what we say ignorance, right? That how we get ignored, like these three things, right? Goodness, passion, and ignorance. In these three things, we get caught up. And so, how in goodness we get caught up, like happiness and knowledge, we feel good. But actually, that is a binding. If you feel that I have good knowledge, that is or I am happy not today. That is actually binding. How it binds? Because we try to be happy. We want to be more. We want to have more knowledge. Right. So that way it binds us. Passion, we keep on doing the actions, right, and enjoying those results. And ignorance is like we forget the reality and we find the miseries and all these things. Right? So if you check our day-to-day life and overall, right, it's only about these 3-4 things that we are doing every day. Every day we are doing the same mistakes. Every day we are doing the same actions, right? But still our consciousness has not revived in such a way that we understand, yeah, okay, everything I'm doing is this modes. I'm not uh, doing anything independently. I'm bound by the situations. I'm bound by the circumstance. I'm bound by the peoples, and I just act. I just act. I just act. Right. So it becomes like we don't try to understand the reality. That is the problem. So we just remain there. And Krishna tells like it's not easy to overcome it, right? And how it is possible, that also Krishna tells. But if Krishna is telling that it is not easy to overcome, then it's not easy, it's hard thing, right? That we get covered. But Krishna has made it like that. And it's not Krishna has made it like that. Actually, it's we who are making it difficult more day by day. By our engagements, by our desires, by our attachments, we make it powerful. Right? So there is a saying, right? The enemy may not be strong, but you make him strong by you yourself becoming, you yourself exposing your weakness. The enemy becomes strong, right? So you don't expose your weakness, right? Then the enemy will automatically lose the power. But that's what we are doing every day. We are following our desires, we are following our attachments, and we are trying to differentiate good, bad, and all those things, right? So what we are doing that through these modes, what I want, what I don't want. I want, but I didn't get. I was supposed to get, but I didn't get. If you see daily thoughts that come in our mind and the actions that we do is generally based on this. There is no substance in that situation as such, because we know the situation is going to change today or tomorrow. It's not going to be the same. That also we know. But when the situation comes, we do the action, right? We don't tolerate, we do the action, and that's how the Maya is working. Right? That's how the modes are working. They don't allow you to do anything else. So then Krishna also gives the solution, right? You surrender unto me, then it is possible. Because once we surrender, as we surrender, we get more and more knowledge, and then Krishna helps us, right? So we cannot help ourselves. We have to take help. And that is what we are missing. We try to do everything by ourselves. Does that answer?
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, the point that you said, like, we make our enemy stronger. Like, so we are actually we are serving our desires more, and actually we are empowering Maya to keep us in her clutches. So that point which you said made like a tremendous impact, Prabhuji.
That is what we are doing every day. And then in the night we are worried, oh my God, I am still not doing any. But we are doing everything basically, full
True,
day.
Prabhuji.
Mm.
Can I ask one more question, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes.
In the verse 9, it says like punya means that which is not decomposed, and punya is original.
Mhm.
Is that not the result of the good deed, Prabhuji? Are both different?
Verse 9, huh?
Yes, Prabhuji. 7.9.
Verse 9. In the purport.
Yes, Prabhuji, the first line, the very first line.
Punya means that which is not decomposed. Punya is original. Everything a material has a certain flair of fragrance, has a flavor of okay. Punya means that is not decomposed, right? If it is not used. Or here, the punya means the word is like Prabhupada using this word as essence, right? I was saying the essence word, right?
Right, Prabhuji.
So from that angle, if you look at it, punya means the original, right? So,
Right.
which cannot, without that, the existence has no meaning. Like water without test, there is no meaning to that water. That test changes, right? Or you cannot separate it. The fragrance of the earth cannot be seen, but you cannot remove it also.
Exactly, Prabhuji. Yes.
From that angle, right? Original means the original of that existence. Because from another angle, if you see, right, how the creation took place, right?
Mm-hmm.
From the sound, ether was made, right? It's the other way around. From the smell, earth was made. It's other way around, right? So the from the test, water came into existence, right? It's not the other way around. First the test came and then the water came, the creation process. If you see Bhagavatam, how the creation was made, it was made the opposite way. The original is test, and from the test, water was made. From the sound, developed the ether, right? That how the sequence of creation is different, right?
So
Got
it's
the
like
point?
the sense of like the sense object came next, the sense came first. Like,
Yeah. So the original thing came first.
got
The
it, Prabhuji.
smell. So and from there the existence started, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
Clear,
like
Prabhuji.
you see here, smell, taste, form, touch, sound. These were the reason for this thing, right?
Right, Prabhuji.
So earth exists because the smell is there. Water exists because taste is there. Fire is there because heat is there and the form is there to the fire. Air existence, how we know? Because if the wind is high, we can sense the
Feel it.
touch, feel it. So for the original is actually the touch. Otherwise, we cannot recognize the air is blowing, right? That way. Sound we can hear. That's why ether is there. So original recognition is by those five things, right? So from that angle, punya.
Understood, Prabhuji.
Punyo Gandhaha Prithivya. And the original fragrance that way. Got it?
Understood, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. Any other points? Any other things? Questions, comments, anything anybody like to add? Okay, thank you very much. So maybe next week we will go from 7.13 to the end of the chapter, I think 30, right? 30 shlokas. So I think we can do that because the flow is very nice. Who surrender, who don't surrender, what happens if you surrender, what happens if you don't surrender. Right? Then it goes to the 8th chapter. So let's do till 7:30. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the wonderful explanation and your patience, Prabhuji. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you very
Prabhuji.
much for preparing and sharing the thoughts and realizations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.